You ever wondered what an OG coaster conversion before RMZ was like? A coaster conversion that instead of popping still in front of the title, they took it away? A coaster conversion simultaneously loved and hated by coaster enthusiasts and GP alike. Let's head over to West Mifflin, Pennsylvania for Phantom's Revenge. 1980 debuted Laser Loop, a Schwarzkopf flywheel launch shuttle loop roller coaster. It was 39 seconds of thrill, a vertical loop, and a front and back spike. It had thrilled riders for 10 years. We decided because this launch costs too much to maintain, and we're trying to be competitive since Cedar Point's ass want to build hypercoasters and shit. We're gonna step it up too, like that movie you watched for 13 minutes before you realized you weren't watching Save the Last Dance. And then during this meeting, an engineer at the park asked a question. I don't mean to rain on our parade, but, where? We're stuck between a river that sounds like if you swim in it, you'll get mono. And then there's Kennywood Boulevard, which is actually an active highway. And we're between a neighborhood that has already told us, bitch, I dare you to make us move. Our land has more locks than high school hallways. Our parking lot's not even connected. Like, where are we gonna fit a record-breaking coaster? So after they fired him and then rehired him, they said, you know what? We got a patch of land behind Thunderbolt. We'll extend it over there. He said, sure, but how are you gonna pass Thunderbolt? After he was rehired, they decided to go through Thunderbolt. Put aerodynamics on the phone, damn it! So a park in Mexico City ended up obtaining the coaster Laser Loop, and it still runs today, Cascabel 2.0, or DOS, or whatever it is.
The world's fastest roller coaster is on its way to Pittsburgh. Kennywood Park has unveiled plans for the Steel Phantom, a giant steel coaster that will replace the Laser Loop. Money editor Bill Flanagan reports that the new coaster is a huge undertaking for a park the size of Kennywood.
July 1990, the summer after Magnum's debut, Kennywood announced that they will be building Steel Phantom, cause we killing all them hoes and we ghost. They built Steel Phantom for $4.6 million, which honestly is nothing today. Like, what inflation looking like? When Steel Phantom debuted May 10th, 1991, it was the fastest coaster in the world at 80 miles per hour, beating Magnum's 72 miles per hour, and it had the largest drop in the world at 225 feet, beating Magnum's 195-foot drop. The craziest thing about this was that massive 225-foot drop into a ravine through the existing classic wooden roller coaster Thunderbolt. The demand to keep a loop because they were replacing Laser Loop, and to improve on that had a demand for inversions, so Steel Phantom ended up featuring a vertical loop, a bat wing, and a corkscrew. Okay, that's where you got us fucked up. That's when shoulder harnesses turn into shoulder harnesses. It just sounds like your whole body would be jiggling as if you were animated in Ed, Edd n Eddy. I can just imagine those shoulder harnesses filling on my ears like a skull cap, slapping my ears like a hear no evil monkey. Get off my face! As Kennywood intended for Steel Phantom, with the inclusion of hyper drops and inversion, the ride was an initial success, being the best of both worlds. But just like Hannah Montana, after a few seasons, it was canceled. Too many complaints about riders' ears pulsing out of control, I guess. So they decided to close the ride, then people wanted to be like, wait, I can explain. No doubt you hurt me, but that doesn't mean I was ready to let you go. Why do visitors have to be so shifty? So they decided to renovate the coaster instead of removing it. They hit up aerodynamics, but their phone was out of service. So they went to the next best thing at the time. Morgan. I mean, they had made the record-breaking Steel Dragon 2000. Yep, that's how they got their reputation. I mean, they had Mamba, but people even forget that that good ride even exists. And they had Steel Force, but being a video about Kennywood, we cannot claim that. How they stole the Grim Reaper-ish logo. And for them being in the same state, Dorney, we were first. And why is he wearing a sexy Valentine's Day robe? And they also had Nickelodeon Slime the Ride. Yeah, we like slime. Let's make ours green too. I want riders to feel so out of the loop, no pun intended. When they leave this ride, they'll feel like they just stole Christmases. So Morgan retracked, revised, and exchanged the inversions with a large turnaround and some airtime hills. And best of all, lap bar trains.
So you drive towards Kennywood looking for this big yellow arrow that can easily get confused with a traffic sign. Pull up to the parking lot just waving a $20 bill. Just take it away from me already. And then they tell you, oh, you must want preferred parking because gate A is free. Gate A is free? And this is Kennywood Amusement Park, right? Amusement park? Okay. So what does free mean? They even have a chairlift that takes you from the upper level to the entrance of the park, and vice versa. I didn't even know we were skiing. So you get into this park ready to ride this big, bad coaster, and suddenly you're struck with something very interesting, something very peculiar. I would even say it's magical. The classic feel, the ambiance. You know what? I think I've been charmed. I am the sun, I am the air. I am heaven and I need to be loved, just like everybody else does. So I caught myself headed towards Phantom's Revenge, and I look in the corner of my eye and I'm like, what is this? So I took my boo-boo on the kangaroo. So 2 hours later, after sitting in a boat being haunted by a Jim Davis character and walking in a boat being haunted by the Bible, I finally step off the Bayern curve. Okay, now I'm going to Phantom's Revenge. So after I step off the whip, which was after being exterminated, I get to the entrance. It's this menacing sign with this dark ghost figure, just plotting its vengeance. I shall call this Still Phantom. Wait, that was what it was before. Oh shit. I shall call this Still Vengeance. Wait, for some reason that doesn't sound right either. I shall call this the Spectre Retaliation. Ew, that doesn't sound good. So, okay, Phantom's Revenge it is. The ghoulish reprisal. You walk down this queue and you're just right beside this massive 160 feet tall lift. You know what? It looks taller than it actually is. It looks very tall for this park. For now. You get to the station and it's painted like it's Joker. You sit in the train that looks like colorful bars of soap, and you pull down this lap bar restraint and you notice, am I tripping or are they trying to kill a brother today? I get having a little space for some airtime, but this is outer right now. Can you push this in? I get having a little baby gap for some airtime, but this is Banana Republic right now. Can you push this in? I get having that female to male pay distribution gap for some airtime, but this right here is a blacks in STEM gap. This is a detriment. But you know what? Let's go. I'm ready for the airtime. Let's go. So then you start and you make this little right turn and you're already like, oh my God, what did I sign up for? Your heart is just pounding and you rise up this lift hill and then your heart gets tired. Just like, oh my God, you're still going up this hill? You crest the top of the hill and you see parking lot. Yay! Then you dive down, experiencing this curve where your heart drops, just like when I asked friends to hang out. Next is a section of straight track where you're just gliding over that grass, just a lawnmower on cocaine. You rise up this second hill and you see nothing but trees and a river. And this thing has the nerve to point you towards the river. Oh, what are you doing, bruh? Then you fall straight down 225 feet of speeds up to 85 miles per hour and you're just floating out of your seat and you go straight through the thunderbolt. Yes, I said it, through the thunderbolt. I got a little excited there. Next is this wide turn to the left, and it just feels like you're flying. Whee! You drop from that and you turn to the right through a tunnel beneath Thunderbolt again, and you go into another turn that just doesn't seem to end around that turtle that's just lazily hopping over those hills. You make this quick left turn and you make a little dip and you jolt out of your seat a bit, and you're like, huh, that was kind of fun. And then you make another hill where you are ejected out of your seat and the drop is a little longer. You gotta be kidding me. You go under the track again, you make another bunny hop, which is like a double down connected to a smaller bunny hop. And this is very exciting, but it also could be painful. Those two dips allows the seat to slap you on your back, and it feels like you've been bareback slapped by some drunken white frat boys. You make a right turn and you rise up when it seems like you're about to go in the final brake run, but actually it's a small dip again, so you just eject out of your seat. And then finally it's the last little ejector moment where you hit the brakes. You sitting at the end of this ride like, what did I just ride? And that's a real question. I need an answer. I don't know what that was. Not even hypothetical. This roller coaster is original, it is incredible, and I love it. It's even pleasing to look at. It packs a stronger punch than you would expect it to, and by the looks of it, it's probably a lemon lime punch. Maybe a grape kiwi. I would rate this ride a... life changer. So what do you guys think about Phantom's Revenge? Do you like it? Do you think it's underrated? Do you think it's overrated? Have you never rode it? Now you know how it feels. Please hit that thumbs up if you liked the video. Comment below, let me know your thoughts. Share with everybody. Make sure that notification bell is on. Yeah, I'm Rob from Rob's Rides, keeping it 100 with all things amusement. And if you thought it was Q Oscar Jenkins, hit subscribe and I'll come back with a new video.